Bully offers are back in Surrey real estate. For the last couple of years, there was a tool put in place to help level the playing field between buyers and sellers here in my market of Surrey and all around the lower mainland of BC. But effective March 17, 2025, that tool will be no more. And that means that bully offers are back. This has absolutely nothing to do with the market heating up. After the BC NDP, through use of their government agency, the BCFSA, have spent most of the last 8 years ratcheting up buyer protections across the province, it's actually the real estate regulator themselves telling the real estate agents, well, the gloves are off. Because it was the agents themselves and not the government that invoked a rule a while back that was meant to save buyers from greedy sellers who moved the goalposts in the middle of the game. But now, well, that's all out the window. And I'm going to explain how and why in today's video. Because if you are active in the market as a buyer, you're going to want to know exactly how to protect yourself in a negotiation. And if you're selling your home in Greater Vancouver, well, you have a new tool, or maybe an old tool back in your toolbox that can be used to manipulate your listing to maximize your sale price. But really quickly, before I get into that, my name is Steve and I sell real estate here in the Fraser Valley of British Columbia. If you would like to stay up to date on the market, please subscribe to the channel. And if you are looking to hire a team of skilled real estate agents locally, or if you need a recommendation of another good agent anywhere across the True North strong and free, well, you can book a call with me right now using the link in the description below at a time that works best for you. Now let's get on to the topic of bully offers, and I'll start off by reading this memo that all of us agents recently received in our emails. And it says, in fall 2024, the BCFSA presented its concerns to the BC REA, that's the real estate agents, about the use of the IDRPO form and accompanying rules adopted by some boards and associations. The IDRPO was officially created to enhance transparency and provide all buyers with a fair opportunity for their offers to be presented. However, the irrevocable portion of the IDRPO created challenges under the Real Estate Services Act framework, since the IDRPO could not be altered or revoked once signed by the consumer. The IDRPO unintentionally created a conflict between a realtor's regulatory duties pursuant to RESA and their obligation as board members to comply with what we call the rules of cooperation, specifically because the IDRPO is irrevocable. It prevented a realtor from changing their advice to their clients about offer presentations during an evolving transaction. The IDRPO also prevented realtors from accepting new instructions from their clients. Replacing the IDRPO with the DRPO form eliminates this conflict. So now let me put this into English for you and give you a little bit of backstory. The DRPO stood for the Direction Regarding Presentation of Offers. This is a form that we would have to sign as agents with our clients that were selling their properties in order to hold back offers. This was very common in a hot marketplace, otherwise known in many markets as an offer date. So this was what happened. If you thought your property was likely going to go into multiple offers, back when the market was crazy, 2020, 2021, 2022, you would sign a direction regarding presentation of offers, and you would say, hey, even though we've come on the market this Tuesday or Wednesday, we're not actually going to review any of your offers until the following Monday. If everybody played nice, this was not a problem. You just set up an offer presentation time. There was, say, 1 or 10 or no, or who knows how many offers presented on that date. And ideally, you maximize the sale price and every buyer got the opportunity to present their offer. However, the market got so hot that buyers got frustrated and they started presenting what they called bully offers. A bully offer is an offer that is presented prior to the date that is signed in the direction of offers. Now, as real estate agents, we want to stick to the plan, the marketing plan that we had of having an offer date, but we also have rules within the Real Estate Services Act that tell us it is our obligation to present all offers to our clients in a timely manner. So you've set an offer date, say for Monday, and you receive an offer on, let's call it Friday, and it's unconditional. and its price is, $100,000 or $200,000 over the asking price. Well, you would actually possibly be costing your seller money because there's a good chance this bully offer isn't going to stick around to Monday to compete with other people. And if their offer is good enough right now to take, most sellers would want to go ahead and take that unconditional offer. Now, there's a whole thing with the buyer rescission period, which is a mess here, and that is okay. Actually, the buyer rescission period was brought in by the BCFSA to protect buyers. But this DRPO thing really became a problem because you would have these bully offers that would happen all the time, and then you would have buyers complaining on the Monday that, hey, you made us wait, but then somebody else presented an offer. It was a real mess. So what the real estate agents did, because they couldn't get backing from the government to do this, what the real estate agents did is said, listen, as a rule, we are going to work together cooperatively. And if we sign a DRPO, we're going to make it an IDRPO, meaning an irrevocable direction regarding presentation of offers. So at that point in time, if you chose that strategy to hold offers, you had to stick to it. And then within the rules of how we cooperate with each other, we would not present offers, even if those bully offers came in. So this was actually really good for buyers as it absolutely leveled the playing field, and everybody, if the seller took this strategy, the seller could not change the goalposts halfway through the transaction, and all buyers got to know that their offer would be presented at the same time. Well, I don't even know what it is, less than 2 years later, the BCFSA says, cool, bro, hold my beer. Nope, not going to happen. This is one buyer protection that we are not going to stand behind. So then why would the BCFSA, who has done so much to try and protect buyers in a real estate transaction, along with, their overlords, let's call it that, of the BCNDP, why would they fight against a buyer protection when the agents themselves are the ones that are trying to make a level playing field? Well, that lies in the field then of agency. Basically, what the BCFSA is saying is you are not allowed in your agency to favor one side of the transaction. And through your cooperation, you tend to be now favoring a buyer rather than letting your seller maybe change their mind or give them different advice halfway through. For instance, if we did sign an IRDPO and I can't now tell you to take this bully offer because I can't show you the offer because that's the rules of cooperation that have been agreed to, well, now I'm giving my seller bad advice. So as a result, the BCFSA has told the boards, and this was a Vancouver board, Fraser Valley board, and Chilliwack board cooperative effort, the regulator has now told the boards to remove this completely, and we're going to go back to the old system where bully offers will be completely acceptable. The ironic part of this is that the BCFSA and the BCNDP, they're able to, for instance, favor the buyer over top of the seller by bringing in something like the cooling off period, which gives the buyer the right to back out in the first 3 days of any agreed upon contract, and the seller does not have that same right. So it's really strange that the government can come along and say, hey, these are the protections that we should give to clients in a transaction in order to make things transparent and fair. However, the agents, we're not going to let you decide what is transparent and fair. And that has a whole bunch of people wondering what the heck is going on in BC real estate. And trust me, I'm wondering that same thing as well. I think this is kind of ridiculous. This was a solution that could be and should be fixed, and maybe even the Real Estate Services Act should be changed to level this playing field. But this is not the only stupid rule in BC real estate. Did you know that in BC, the agent you hire to sell your home cannot bring you a buyer? It's true, and if you click this video right now, you will find out how such stupidity is even possible.